Man, oh man, oh man, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Doing well.
All right, let's get on. This is Andrew Wilson versus what's his name? Stu Peters, whatever. About the assassination of Charlie Kirk that clearly happened and clearly was done by Tyler Robertson. But I just don't understand why this is even like a debate. Like, why is this even a debate? Why is this happening? Like, who the fuck? Who the fuck comes up with these things? Like, why? Like, why would you even debate this? Like, if you're on the right, what's the actual purpose? I don't know, bro. We're gonna check it out. Let's go.
How are you?
Good, good, good. Are you live on YouTube?
I am.
Cool. All right, I wanna just waiting for Stu Peters, and then I think we could briefly talk about the rules for this. So it's gonna be I think he has somewhere to be at 7, so if we can keep it to an hour, but I know you said 70, but talk about the rules and everything, and the intro time and the rebuttal, and then free flow discussion.
Gonna get right into the debate. Ain't got time.
What's up? Who's on the screen?
Yeah. That
Yeah,
would-
just
Come on.
I don't need all this preamble.
working on the Kirk case, produce some evidence. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me either.
Okay,
Go ahead,
Andrew,
Andrew.
would you like to go first?
Yeah, sure. So thanks, Stu, first and foremost, for actually having this debate, as almost nobody else on your side will. To make my position crystal clear on this, as I have many times before, there could have been a conspiracy to murder Charlie Kirk, though it's more likely it would have come from left-wing groups or agitators. But what I assess as evidence, and it's standard, just to clarify this very quickly, evidence is information, facts, data, or materials which support a claim and truth, hypothesis, or assertion, and it doesn't always support a conclusion. Proof is a successful demonstration of a claim. Stu Peters, like many of these independent investigators working on the Kirk case, produced some evidence for some claims, but never proof. And their evidence always falls short for there to be a conclusion, especially the ones that they propel as being factual. An example of this, if I say I am holding a cigarette, that is evidence I'm holding one. But if I show you that I'm holding a cigarette, that would be proof. Stu has made many claims. Some he just plain has no evidence for, and some so little it just doesn't support his conclusion. He's going to ask a lot of questions, but he doesn't seem to be great at demonstrating the claims that he's already made. Claim 1, Stu Peters says Andrew Colvett is Jewish. This was posted by him September 21st. Quote, Andrew Colvett is a Jew, and I'm not buying even one piece of the official Charlie Kirk assassination story. No evidence given for the claim at all. Both of Colvett's parents were Catholic. There isn't any evidence he has any ethnic Jewish blood at all. So that's just totally made up. Claim 2, quote, we now with 100% certainty know that Andrew Colvett was linked to Fort Huachuca in the days and weeks leading up to Charlie Kirk's assassination. That was July 17th on X. Colvett denies the claim, and the only evidence Stu has made for the claim is a man named Snow, who
10
also
seconds.
believes What? You said 3 minutes.
That's it, 2. You want? I can push it to 3
Oh.
if you guys both agree.
Yeah, you said 3 minutes.
Okay, let's do
yeah.
3. You have another minute, Stu. I'll give you 3 as well. Go ahead.
Colvett denies the claim. The only evidence Stu has made for the claim is a man named Snow, who also believes his father is the Zodiac killer and that a cockroach he captured was actually a spying device. Thus far, he hasn't shown us the cockroach even. Snow has provided no evidence for the presence of Andrew Colvett, Erica Kirk, or anybody being at Fort Huachuca. Past, trust me, bro, I saw them. Next, he uses Anna Escobar and her Google Analytics, which can't be replicated as the data isn't there. But most importantly, from her own admission, may not have come from the base at all, as there are 45,000 residents in that suburb, 6,500 at the base. She says this herself. There's no good reason to believe, based on this evidence, that Erica Kirk was ever there, or Andrew Colvett, or anybody else Snow claims was. In other words, Stu Peters can't actually tie anybody to
20
actually
seconds.
being there, even though he claims Andrew Colvette is 100% tied to the fort, a guy who's never been there. Thus, the evidence doesn't support the conclusion. His conclusion is that TPUSA reps Erica Kirk and Israel worked together to kill Kirk, and we in no way ever get to that conclusion.
Bro, so that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, what the fuck type of... So the conspiracy is that Erica Kirk was like was helping somebody kill Charlie. Like that's the actual conspiracy right there, right? Am I missing something? Like did we miss evidence or something? Like what is happening here? What is
I
happening?
think that it's a bummer we only have 3 minutes to
That's
do
the
this,
time.
but okay. All
Okay,
right.
perfect. Stu, you have 3 minutes starting now.
So the reason why I took this debate is because Erica Kirk and Andrew Colvette and Blake Neff won't debate. Jack Posobiec won't debate. And apparently you are the paid shill to come out here and push the idea that Tyler Robinson is definitely guilty and he shot and killed Charlie Kirk with his grandfather's stolen 30-06. You spoke of evidence and you spoke of claims. Jack Posobiec made a claim. He claimed that he saw a 4K HD video. Benny Johnson made the claim that you can see Tyler Robinson taking the shot and that this is an open and shut case. Fact is that there is no evidence that is convincing anyone that Tyler Robinson is in fact guilty in the shooting death of Charlie Kirk. And that is what has led to what I would say is inarguably the world's largest in history crowdsourced investigation into who it is that's responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk.
You know, it actually sucks is that you'll never convince them. That's what actually sucks. Like if you try to debate a conspiracy theorist, right, about their like what their conspiracies are, yeah, it's not like you can convince them with like facts and shit. Like that will never happen. It's not like you ever see a flat earther debate? If you try to debate a flat earther, you're never going to convince them that the earth isn't flat because they're just stuck in their ways. It's not going to happen. So it's going to be a losing battle either way. Like,
so, I mean, I can yield my time because I'm just interested in Andrew's debate points. So what evidence do you have rather than shifting the burden on Stu Peters, rather than shifting the burden where I have to prove that it was a trapdoor and a magnetic force field and a drone swarm and an exploding mic and a second gunman on the Losi Center, rather than talking about Ana Escobar and Google search images, let's just talk about your evidence. What evidence is it, rather than shifting the burden onto me, that you want to debate that will satisfy the audience that Tyler Robinson definitely shot Charlie Kirk?
You have 1 minute, but I think you can yield the time. So let's do 1 minute rebuttal uninterrupted from Andrew, and then another 1 minute rebuttal from Stu, and then we can go to free flow discussion. Andrew, you have a minute.
Yeah, so these aren't the claims. Right now, there's a trial going on. Neither of us have access to the totality of the evidence. So I don't even need to make the claims. Not necessary. You have made actual claims here. You have claimed that Charlie Kirk was killed by a microphone. He was murdered by a microphone. Even though it's the case that when Jews did this and the Israelis did this and they had exploding pagers, there was smoke, there was all sorts of things like this. You have never provided a single piece of evidence for that absurd claim, not one in that claim. You're avoiding your claim for Fort Tachuca. You're not actually telling us how it is that you could make the claim that Colvette was 100% there. That's what you claimed. Do you have any evidence to support that other than Snow saying, trust me, bro? No.
Okay, so
how do you get to these conclusions, dude? How do you get to the conclusions of what it is that you think? Right now, we have a trial going on. And here's the thing. I'm happy to take...
That's a minute, Andrew. We can do free flow. Let's give a minute. We'll go to free flow. Let's do a minute from Stu, and then we'll go free flow. Go ahead, Stu.
We wouldn't be talking about any of this at all. If you're here to debate the claims that Erica Kirk makes that Tyler Robinson's guilty, that Jack Posobiec says Tyler Robinson's guilty, that's the claim that has been made. That is the man who's on trial for his life. And there is no trial. Actually, preliminary hearings have taken place, at which point the prosecution was supposed to provide the most damning evidence possible to take this thing to a trial where they'll stick a needle in his arm or put him in a gas chamber or blow his head off or whatever it is that they're going to do so they can get him out of here. Jack Posobiec, Erica Kirk forgives this man as if he's already guilty. The claims have been made by everybody that pays you. You're paid by Turning Point USA. They apparently, nobody that likes them wants to do business. So they come and get a guy that hates them. You're on the record saying Erica Kirk is fucking retarded until the minute that you take a paycheck. And now she's the best at everything. And Tyler Robinson is definitely guilty. So we are here to talk about the evidence that you have.
10 seconds.
Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk.
No, that's not what we're here to discuss. We're here to discuss all claims being made. And if you
So
want to
wait,
take,
wait, wait, wait.
hang
Are
on.
you
If you
telling
want to
me
take 30
that
minutes,
you don't have any
if you want
evidence?
to take, hang on, bro, listen to what I'm saying. If you want to take 30 minutes to discuss your claims and then 30 minutes to discuss mine, I'm happy to do that. But you can't shift out of the burden of your own claims. Can we start with those? And then after that 30 minutes is done,
The
you
burden
can ask
is
me
not
whatever
on
it
me.
is that
the
you
burden
want.
isn't on me. It's
burden
not
is on you for
Escobar.
claims that you've
It's not
made.
on
It's
Candace Owens. It's not on Baron Coleman. The burden is not on any of us.
Then let me just ask you directly.
That's not how
Did
these cases
Erica
work.
Kirk and TP, by the way, I don't work for TP USA. That's a lie. Secondly,
What do you mean? You
when
went on
you-
stream and said
Yeah.
that you took a job with Turning Point.
no, I didn't.
Yes,
I
you
went
did.
on stream and here's my exact words.
You're
I,
denying that
I
you
have
went on stream and said that you worked
self-anointed
for Turning Point.
myself. I don't work for TP USA.
You didn't get
And
paid
I've
by
never
Turning
made the
Point
claim.
USA.
Sure, to give a debate course.
Okay, so you've been paid by Turning Point USA.
So has their guys who, mow their lawn.
Okay, well,
So they work for
that was
TP
the
USA
point.
too.
The difference
They work
is
for the
guys
Jews
that mow
too.
the
They work
lawn,
for the Jews because
the
they
guys
mow their
that mow
lawn.
the lawn, Andrew, are not saying on stream and they're not saying on social media platforms with a big following that Erica Kirk's fucking retarded, and then automatically and then turning quickly right after they get paid for their lawn job and the edging and the weeding and the blowing that she's the greatest at everything.
When did I ever say that?
That's what we're here for.
When did I ever say that she's the greatest and the bestest
you
at
have
everything? Just making
completely
shit up, bro.
She's not retarded anymore.
You're just
right?
making shit up.
She's
All
not
women are
retarded anymore.
retarded. All women are retarded.
Okay, so anyway,
All of them. Am
they
I
can't
stuttering?
find
Hang on,
anyone
listen
who likes
closely.
them.
All women.
All right, so it was this guy Peter saying, bro, because he just saying because Andrew got paid by Turning Point USA at one point, at some point, that means that Tyler Robinson didn't kill Charlie Kirk? Like, what is his actual, like, this whole point just doesn't matter at all, because even if freaking Andrew did get paid by Turning Point, like if he is on the payroll with Turning Point, how does that at all says anything about like what's actually going on, like what actually happened? It doesn't this whole thing just doesn't even matter. This whole thing is just a setup for him saying, it's just for the audience to see that he's saying it so the audience can just have some doubt in their mind. This bitch is yellow. Have some doubt in their mind that Andrew is like biased or something because he's been paid by Turning Point. So that's all that is, and it's stupid.
they
So
can't
that would
find
necessarily
anyone who
include Erica Kirk are fucking retarded. All
Okay,
of them.
this is what your tactic is. You want to move away from what the debate core is. You want to shift the burden.
I want to
The
know,
burden
first of all,
is,
do you believe that there was an
Tell me
exploding
how
microphone?
Tyler Robinson killed Charlie
Mhm.
Kirk.
Yeah, and
What's the
I'm happy.
evidence of
I'm
that?
happy to get to all these claims. Let's start
Okay, well,
with
that's what we're
yours.
here for. So start
You
there.
have
you
made
are the guy who's been
claims.
paid by Turning Point to come
You
here
have
and
made
tell us
claims.
how I'm crazy and Baron's
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah,
and
so let's start with
everybody
your
is
claims.
dangerous.
When was Andrew
I don't have
Colvett
any
at?
claims. I'm
what-
investigating
was-
what
you
happened
don't
to
have any
Charlie Kirk
claims?
because I don't believe you. I don't
Was
believe
Andrew?
Erica.
well,
I
listen,
don't believe
was
these people.
Andrew
The burden is
Colvett?
on you.
Was Andrew Colvett at Fort Tuchaka or not?
We're not here to discuss
Answer
Fort
the
Huachuca
question,
or
Stu.
flights or exploding
Was he
mics.
there
We're not
or
here
not,
to debate
Stu?
that. Are you
Stu,
telling
Stu,
me
was he there, Stu?
that are you wasting
Was he
everybody's
there?
time?
Was he there,
Do you
Stu?
not have any evidence that Tyler
Stu,
Robinson killed Charlie Kirk?
Stu, was he there or not?
Did Tyler Robinson
Was
kill
he
Charlie
there
Kirk?
or not?
Did
Stu?
Tyler Robinson kill Charlie Kirk?
I think the evidence supports that. Sure. Now answer my question: was Andrew Colvett at Fort Tuchaka or not? Was he there or not, Stu?
Where's Andrew Colvett? Why won't
Answer
he
the
come out and answer
question,
that
Stu.
question?
And why don't you answer the question since you made the claim? Was he there or not?
Where is the
Where,
evidence that Tyler
Stu,
Robinson
answer my question,
killed Charlie
Stu.
Kirk?
Answer my question. Was
I'm
he
not
there
here
or
to
not?
answer your questions.
You're
I'm
not here to
debate
answer
you.
any questions about any of the things that you have postulated as being true.
You're not
You
here
can't
to
support a
answer any
single claim.
questions as to how it is definitely true that Tyler
I
Robinson
swear to
is
you, I'll
guilty.
answer all of yours if you just answer
You've
mine.
been on the internet demonizing everybody who's looking into the murder.
Yeah, this guy is just this guy is just saying a bunch of nothing. Like, what is happening right now? Like, I don't get what, like, what is happening, bro? I don't get it. I don't understand.
'Cause you
Charlie
won't
Kirk,
answer
you were begging
questions.
for Baron Coleman to come
And
and
you
talk about
won't
how
answer any
Tyler
questions
Robinson is
about
so
your
guilty
view.
until I came into the chat.
Was
And I was
Andrew
like, okay,
Colvett at Fort
tell us
Chachaka?
how-
Was
tell us
Andrew
how.
Colvett at
I don't know
Fort
if Andrew
Chachaka?
Colvett was
Then
at
why
Fort
did you say you were
Huachuca.
100% sure he's linked to it?
Okay.
Well,
First of
answer the
all,
question,
Do you
Stu.
know all of the evidence that you would have to ignore to consider that to be an outlandish consideration?
You said he was 100% linked. Was that a lie, Stu? Were you lying?
No, I wasn't lying. You
Okay,
said
great.
that
So then
Tyler
show me the
Robinson
100%
killed
link.
Charlie Kirk. Everybody
Show me
at
the
Turning
100%
Point has
link.
said that.
No, they have. In fact, here's the thing that's really funny. First of all,
Erica
I don't
Kirk
work.
forgives that
I don't
man.
work for
So
TPUSA.
if Erica
That's
Kirk
first.
forgives him, then that
Mhm.
means that Tyler Robinson killed him. So where's the
Yeah.
evidence of that?
Based on
Jack
the
Posobiec, who
supporting
works for
evidence.
Turning Point USA
Yes.
said, and
Yes.
none of these people, all these people, are
I'm sure
cowards,
that
by
they
the
do
way. None
think
of them
that
will
he
come
does.
here and tell
Yes.
me how this is true.
Yeah, but none
You're
of,
the
but
paid
you won't
guy
even
who doesn't even
support your
like
claims.
them,
You won't
who's out
even
here
support your claims
trying
now.
to lure people.
Hold on,
into
there's a lot of
defamation
interrupting.
lawsuits.
Let's try to go one at a time
Okay.
right now. But
Go ahead.
You're the guy who's out here trying to lure people into defamation lawsuits to make specific claims. When the claim has been made that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk, it's been made by Erica Kirk, it's been made by Don Trump Jr., it's been made by Jack Posobiec, it's been made by other Turning Point paid shills just like yourself.
Who doesn't
So
work for
where is
Turning
the
Point?
evidence of that?
Yeah. Okay. Great. So I'm happy to get into all this. In fact, you know what?
Then that's where we'll
I'll
start.
promise you this. Can we do a question for a question? How's that?
that's fair.
That's fair. So here's my question.
I'm not
you
here
answer
to
it.
answer your questions.
I'm not here to
debate
answer
your
any of your
position
questions.
That Tyler Robinson killed Charlie
I'm not
Kirk.
here to answer any of your. Okay, here I'll start off. Okay, we have
Yes.
text
So do
message.
you have
we
evidence?
have
of
yeah,
that?
we have a text message confessions, Stu. Yes.
Okay. What else?
We have text message confessions, Stu, that they not only took screenshots of, but then they pulled the data off, which show that he texted his boyfriend and admitted to the crime, Stu. Text message confessions. Now, I've answered your question. Please answer mine. Was Andrew Colvett or Erica Kirk at Fort Tachuca or not?
Let's talk about the confession.
Oh my God, this
that
guy!
was made, because
Are
I'm here
we
to
going to get some
debate.
moderation? If you
here
want to
to-
debate, you have to answer questions too, Stu. Answer my question. Was
I'm
he
here to debate whether or not Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. Because
I'm
that's
here
the
to
claim that
debate-
has been made
Yeah,
by the
and
people
I'm here
who
to
you
debate.
are out shilling for.
No, the debate
They won't
topic
come and
is
debate.
this
You said,
Charlie
"I'll come
Kirk
and debate."
assassination.
You said,
And
I'll
so,
come debate.
I want to
that's
know
what you're
your
here for.
claims. Answer my
Trying to shift
question
the
now.
burden. This
Answer
is
my
not-
question.
This is not debating the topic.
And
of what
yes,
you're
it is
debating,
debating
which
the
is
topic. Answer
Tyler
my question.
Robinson killing Charlie Kirk.
Okay, you know what? Here, I'll try a different one. See if you can answer another one. Okay, so is it the case then, Stu? Do you believe that a small insect flew into Snow's room and it was actually secretly a government device?
Are you serious? None
Yes.
of this would be a topic of discussion if you could just tell us how Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. That's the claim that's been made by
I
Turning Point.
just gave you demonstrable evidence.
Hold up. Hold up. That's not the claim that's being made. Because if you're making a claim that goes against what everyone else thinks, you're making the positive claim. That guy is claiming that all the evidence is wrong, everyone else is wrong. He's right that Tyler Robinson did not kill Charlie Kirk. So he's the one that has to provide the evidence that that is not happening.
That was introduced at the preliminary hearing of text messages, which were taken from Tyler's phone, where he admitted to the entirety of the crime. Stu,
Did Tyler
all of
Robinson
it.
write those messages?
Yes,
How do you know that?
because the chain of custody of his phone he had in his pocket when he came in.
His phone was taken from him immediately, and then a confession was disseminated on Discord.
So
servers.
do you
How
think
does
that the
happen?
cops? You think that the cops sent them to themselves?
I have no idea.
Yeah, right.
I'm asking you if you have any evidence that
That is
suggests
evidence.
Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk.
Are you saying that those text messages aren't evidence of Tyler Robinson
I
murdering
have
Charlie
no
Kirk?
idea if those messages belong to Tyler Robinson or not. Do you have any other evidence?
Yes,
Is
they
there
pulled the
anything else?
data
What?
off the phone. They pulled his Google as well. They pulled his Google
There's
data.
no evidence.
Yes, there
that
is
suggests
evidence.
that Tyler Robinson.
And not only
absolutely
is
wrote
there,
those
and not
text
only is there
messages.
evidence,
Is there
I
any
just
other
gave you
evidence other than
great-
text messages? Is that what
That's
we're putting the whole murder case
that is,
on?
I don't
It's a
even
death penalty
think
case.
that I would need to go beyond a text message confession. Besides the fact that what the hell would you even need to go past? Then I texted my boyfriend that I
Well-
murdered this guy
Well, how
and
about
told him
this?
how I did it.
How about the fact that we were told that Tyler Robinson confessed to his dad, confessed to his
Uh-huh.
mom,
Yeah.
confessed to a minister, confessed to a
Mhm.
U.S. Marshal, confessed to a sheriff.
Yeah.
So in a preliminary hearing, which
I didn't
is
see
the
that
equivalent
introduced.
of which is the equivalent of a grand jury, why would they not call any of those witnesses to say,
Because they didn't need to.
my son confessed that he
Because
killed Charlie Kirk?
they didn't need to.
They are to provide their most damning evidence during a preliminary
That's not the
hearing.
most damning evidence. The most damning
What
evidence
is the video
text
that Jack
messages.
Posobiec saw?
No, the text message confessions, most damning
Well,
evidence.
then
And the
why
fact
would
that they were
Jack
able to pull
Posobiec
the
and
data
Benny
off of
Johnson
it.
come out and say that they saw a video. It's case closed. It's open and
Mhm.
shut.
Yeah, both
They
of those
saw a
guys were
video.
wrong. In fact, the
They
second
were
they
wrong.
said that,
You mean they
yeah,
lied? You
I
mean they
told them.
lied?
I told both those guys that was stupid to do.
There's
what the
a
hell's wrong
difference
with you?
between wrong and lying.
Well, what
one
Kai
team,
Schwimmer,
One
Schwimmer
side
said.
of our
hang on,
conversation
hang on.
today, the
Yeah,
side
I'll
that
answer.
you're supporting is filled
Mhm.
with liars. The side that that I'm here representing is filled
Yeah.
with people who don't believe the liars.
Okay, great. They
So
don't
they're
believe the
looking for
liars,
other
huh?
theories.
Would you
There- I
say
mean,
that a
there's people
liar?
talking about fold ARs,
Okay,
and there's people
yeah.
talking about trap doors and
And they're
magnetic
talking
force fields
about-
and drone
yeah.
swarms and everything
Mike's
else.
exploding.
Microphone. Yeah, all of that.
You
None of that would be considered if we
Uh-huh.
weren't
You-
talking about a group of people who have continuously been caught lying.
Okay, but this is so stupid. Just because somebody lies about something doesn't mean that you can just go all the way in left field and say that it was like drones and exploding microphones and shit like that. Like that is crazy. Like you can not believe the story and just whatever, but once you get evidence of one thing, you can't just dismiss everything just because somebody lied once. That's crazy.
Including something that they saw in a courtroom, which in my opinion should
Right.
be against the law. Jack Posobiec, in my opinion, should be arrested for that.
Great. He should be arrested for it. In what way, though, does this in any way provide for your theories that Andrew Colvett and Erica Kirk were at Fort T'Chaka, which you've said on stream hundreds of times? You said that there's a 100% link to Andrew Colvett and Fort T'Chaka. You've said this so many times, Stu. And now,
Andrew, are
when
you
you're in
telling
front of
me
the
that
world,
you don't
when you're in
have
front of the
anything
world,
here,
you won't
you're
say a
in front of
word.
the world. You've been running your mouth about how Tyler Robinson
Yeah.
killed Charlie.
Leslie,
No,
they
no,
can't.
all
We're
I've said is that the
backstage,
evidence
Leslie. They
supports it.
can't hear us right now.
Everybody
if you
at
want to
Turning
unmute.
Point, from Blake Neff to
Great.
Andrew
I'm not
Cole
a
to
Turning
Tyler
Point.
Boyer and Erica Kirk. That's
Right.
who I want to debate.
That's
You were
nice.
out-
What
were
is
out
you
yelling
telling
at
to
them.
talk to?
I'll debate you. I'll
Colvett.
debate you. So
Can
here I
you
am
tell me how Andrew
asking you to
was
show me the evidence
Andrew
of Tyler Robinson
Colvett
killing Charlie Kirk.
was Andrew Colvett at Fort T'Chaka or not, Stu?
I'm not here to talk about.
I'm
Andrew
not here to
Colvett
answer any of your
and
questions.
Fort Huachuca.
I'm not here to answer any of your
We're
questions.
here to
Andrew.
discuss whether or not Tyler
Disgusting.
Robinson
All right, how about
killed
this?
Charlie
Do you
Kirk. He's on
believe-
trial for his life.
Well, look. Part of that is going
He's
to
on
be the
trial for his
elimination
life
of
while
other
Erica
things.
Kirk is crying and saying she forgives him, and while Jack Posobiec and while Andrew Colvett are saying, and Benny Johnson and Officer Tatum go into a preliminary hearing where for the first day there's no camera allowed, the same guys that were in the Epstein Phase 1 Bindergate Jew crew, and they
Mhm.
came out and they said, we
Yeah.
just saw a video. I saw it with my own eyes.
Uh-huh.
Quote, you see Tyler Robinson pulling
Yeah.
the trigger.
So what?
Well,
So what?
it's another lie. There has
Yeah.
been
How does that prove
nothing
your
but
theories, though? Stu?
lies when even telling the truth would suit them
Where-
better. Lying
where-
about
where- how-
alibis,
but
lying
how does
about
this-
the dates when they were
How does this
somewhere, lying about
support
drinking,
any of your?
lying about
I'm going to grant
dating.
it, bro. I'm going to grant it. They're all a bunch of fucking liars. How does this support
Okay.
any of your theories?
There could be 6 million theories.
I'm
But the
asking you
theory
about
that
yours,
doesn't
Stu.
stick- the
I'm
theory that
asking
doesn't
about
stick-
yours, Stu.
The difference is in one of them, a man is on trial for his life, Andrew.
If
and
you held
these
the
are the people
same-
you're out here shilling for. You're
Yeah,
paid
Stu,
by these
If
guys
you,
to do
I'm not
this.
paid by him. Great, you're just lying again. So it's great, Stu. Start with this. Let's just start with this. This is really simple.
Did you take money
Hey,
from Turning Point?
Do
Andrew?
you to
Stop
teach a
lying
debate
about
course
that.
for one
You're
day?
trying once again to displace further.
I literally trained a debate course for one day, which I do all across the
Okay,
world for people,
You've been
Stu.
paid by Turning Point. Up
So,
until
so
you were
was
paid by
Candace
Turning
Owens.
Point,
Candace
Erica
Owens
Kirk
was
fucking
paid.
retarded.
Candace Owens was paid by Turning Point. What if we established
I'll just say, I think
Stu?
Candace Owens could be Charlie Kirk's only real friend.
Yeah, but she was paid by Turning Point. Hell of a lot more than.
Candace Owens could be Charlie Kirk's real friend. How do you come up with that after do you think your real friend would be talking shit about your wife, bro? That's wild, bro. What the fuck?
I was. So that aside, here's what's really funny too, Stu.
Candace Owens
we're
is
trying-
cheering for
if
Tyler
we're trying
Robinson to be put
to
down
eliminate-
like a dog for a crime.
we're-
that he
Hold on, let's
very
try not to
obviously
interrupt.
cannot
Let's
do.
try,
If we
let's try not
started-
to interrupt. It's getting from both
Okay,
sides.
well let me
Yeah,
try.
okay,
Let me
well-
try. How about just 1 minute back and forth?
Okay,
1 minute.
sure. Candace
All right,
Owens,
so we'll make it
Candace
easy.
Owens is not demanding that a man be put to death for a crime that he is alleged to have committed in which no evidence can connect him to committing that crime. That is what Erica Kirk is doing. Erica Kirk is the billionaire leader of Turning Point USA, the CEO of Turning Point USA. She is saying she forgives this man, Jack Posobiec, a Turning Point paid shill. He's at Charlie's desk all the time. They are saying they saw a video. They did not see a video. That makes them liars. This man is on trial for his life. I would like to know what
Right.
evidence you have
Mhm.
that makes you believe that you can run around saying that it's open and shut, that it's cut and dry, and that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk.
Well, first of all, I never said it's cut and dry and it's open and shut. What I've said is that the evidence
That's what Jack
supports.
Posobiec and
Well,
Benny
let's do
Stop,
1 minute.
stop,
Let's do
bro.
1 minute back and forth.
You're
It's-
debating Andrew Wilson, not Jack.
Let's do
Posobiec.
1 minute, Andrew.
Take
You
your
got
issues. Take your issues up with Jack Posobiec. Then with Andrew Wilson, you have to contend with my
You're here
actual
because they won't
worldview.
be.
Stu,
You can't talk,
here
Stu.
because
I
they
gave you a
won't be.
minute uninterrupted.
Let's do
It's
1
my
minute back
turn.
and forth. Go
So
ahead.
here's the thing. It's really funny. I'm just going to grant all of this. They're all a bunch of filthy liars. Those lying bastards, always lying about lying, and then they lie on top of those lies. Great. How does any of this establish any of your theories? How does any of this disprove that Tyler Robinson fired that shot? How is it that when we have text message evidence and DNA and we have bullet fragments all pulled out and we have a medical examiner claiming he was shot, you run out there and say that he was killed by a microphone? You claim Andrew Colvette was sitting in Fort Tuchanka. You've made this claim many, many times. You say Erica Kirk is as well. Are you the liar, Stu? Because if you're not the liar, then look me dead in the eye and say that they were there or they weren't. But don't lie to me, man, and I won't lie to you.
Stu, you got a minute.
It's not incumbent upon anybody that's
This guy's
investigating the death of Charlie Kirk to prove that their theory is right. It is
What?
incumbent upon the people who are trying to hang a man, to kill him, to gas him, to shoot him, to put a needle in his arm, put him in a chair. It is incumbent upon the state. It's incumbent upon these people who have this man on trial to prove why it's an open and shut case. There is no evidence that links
Hey,
Tyler
Andrew,
Robinson to
Andrew.
the shooting death of Charlie Kirk. You know, you mentioned confessions. Nobody knows who wrote them. You mentioned DNA. Lance Twiggs' DNA is on it too. This guy's only been talked to twice by the feds and got immunity. He's just as much connected by way of DNA as Tyler Robinson is, but nobody's calling for him to be put on trial for his life. So why Tyler Robinson? Why this Patsy? They are demanding, she's forgiving, it's open and shut, it's case closed. I saw the video, it's 4K. You see him taking the shot.
That's
It's
a minute.
incumbent upon these people to prove the guilt of Tyler Robinson.
Andrew,
It's not incumbent
you got a
upon
minute,
me
Andrew.
to prove
But it's not
that Andrew
incumbent
Colvette
upon
was
you
somewhere.
people. It's
But
not
when you ask
Hold on,
these
hold on.
Oh, it's
people
my
if they
turn,
were on
Stu.
Fort
It's my
Huachuca,
turn.
Hold on. Andrew, go ahead a
I
minute.
just let you go. I didn't. I
Go
didn't
ahead,
interrupt.
Andrew, starting out. Go.
So anyway, it's not
Do-
incumbent
do you-
upon you people to disprove anything either. The problem is that if you go about your day trying to disprove everything that the state says, and then you have alternative theories, you do have to prove those. Yes, you do, Stu. You can't say, "Well, I have a ton of
I can say
alternative
whatever the
theories,"
fuck I want.
which helps clear this guy. I have a bunch of alternative theories which will assist in helping to clear this guy. Right? I'm trying to disprove it, but I'm not going to stand behind any of them. I'm not going to actually tell you what they are. I refuse to actually dive into my own worldview on this when I'm trying to disprove. By the way, if you held the same rigorous standards that you hold for the evidence requirement that you have for Tyler Robinson to be guilty for your own bullshit, you would never believe your own shit. You would never believe your own theories if you applied the exact same evidentiary standard that you apply for Tyler Robinson to the very things that you profess on your channel as being true. How is that possible, Stu? When you say there's no burden on me to prove, you do have to prove your claims, especially if those claims, you're focusing on them to say that you're disproving what the state's case is.
Stu.
I have tons of evidence. I have
Good.
text message evidence. I have DNA. I have
All right, Andrew,
bullet
that's good.
fragments.
So when you speak to the tons of evidence that you have, first of all, I already explained the DNA. Lance Twiggs is equally connected to the murder of Charlie Kirk as Tyler Robinson is. When you want to talk about DNA, the guy.
Bro, just because his Lance's DNA is on the gun, that means nothing, okay? It's not just because Tyler Robinson's DNA was on the gun. It's because his DNA was on the gun and they place him at the scene. And they have the text message of him confessing. All three of those things individually, they might not seem like much, but all of those things together is the thing that makes it like, yeah, Tyler Robinson did it.
Was already in custody when Discord messages are being sent. There was no confession. They said that he confessed. There is no confession. So like all of these things, they leave a whole lot of questions about Tyler Robinson. There is no definitive evidence. That's why you can't come here and defend that position. You have to instead start talking about, 6 million different theories that people are looking into, because when you ask Erica Kirk, well, were you on Fort Huachuca? What does she do? She lies. She conspires with Andrew Colvett to produce a fake alibi for the wrong day with somebody else's kids and then hand them to some never heard of before Gary Melton, Paramount Tactical YouTuber, who like literally outs that, yeah, it's confirmed Mitch Snow was on Fort Huachuca that day, and confirms that Andrew Colvett is his source feeding him information, rather than just saying, well, yeah, I was on Fort Huachuca because my mom, Lori Francefay, works there. Or, yeah, I was on Fort Huachuca bringing her a sandwich. Or I basically grew up on Fort Huachuca, so of course I was there.
That's a minute.
But instead, she lies and produces a fake alibi.
Andrew, go ahead.
So
Yeah,
when you're talking
okay,
about
my
asking
turn, Stu.
questions
Hang
and
on.
not getting answers, these
Yeah.
are the people who need to be answering the questions, but they're
All right.
cowards and they won't come out here and debate. So they sent you.
But they
Okay.
do.
Here's your evidence.
Andrew, go ahead.
Tyler
Andrew, go ahead. You got a minute.
Yeah.
Shot
Go ahead.
Charlie Kirk.
They do.
Andrew,
They
go ahead.
do
You got a
ask
minute.
you. They do ask you for your evidence, and I'm just as connected to this case as you are, which means not at all. Were you some great friend of Charlie? Are you somehow super connected to this in a way that I'm not? What gives you the right to represent a view against TPUSA, but not for me to represent a view on their behalf if I agree with them? What?
Okay, so represent.
hang on,
Stu,
hang
Stu,
on,
Stu.
How is it that you
Hey, hold on.
My turn,
Let's do
Stu.
uninterrupted. Uninterrupted. Come,
Yeah, chill out, Stu. What is
Come on,
it?
come on.
Well, how is it that you have some great authority as a questioner, but I have no great authority to question you with my own questions as my own form of questioner, questioning the questioners? Tell me where it is that you end up with this great authority and I don't. Why is it that you deserve to talk to these people, but I'm stuck talking with you instead of the people who profess most of this? You're stuck talking with me for the same reason I'm stuck talking with you. It's because the people on your side are too cowardly, the ones who actually profess this stuff, to stand by any of their views. You yourself, sir, will not stand by your own views right this second. You ask me for evidence. I give you tons. By the way, with Tyler Robinson, there was way more Robinson DNA than Twiggs. That's a lie. You say that these photos, you say that these
Hold on, hold on,
photos,
hold on.
testimony.
it's my turn, Stu.
almost
You
done.
say
You
that
got 10
there's
seconds,
photos?
Andrew. 10 seconds.
You say there's photos there that were wrong. That's a lie. You're just making shit up, Stu, because that's what you people do. You just make it up.
Go ahead, Stu.
What did I make up? What photos are you talking about that I made up?
You
I'm
said that
talking
Eric.
about
Hey,
guys
Andrew,
that
Andrew,
work
Andrew,
for I'm
He asked
talking,
me.
No, I don't care about the 1 minute, 1 minute. You make some bullshit claim like that.
Mhm.
I want to know what the fuck you're talking
What
about.
photos do you
Furthermore-
are you claiming that Erica Kirk forged with kids that weren't hers? What?
Well, you know that that picture with her finger over it. That was
Yeah.
the alibi. I wasn't on Fort Huachuca. The
Prove those
entire
weren't her
world has
kids.
Seen that? The entire
Prove those
world has
weren't
seen
her
that.
kids. Prove it. How do you know those weren't her kids?
I have seen the pictures of Charlie Kirk's kids.
That doesn't prove
Everybody
shit,
has.
Stu.
Everybody knows.
The
And
faces are obstructed,
It was for the
Stu.
wrong day.
The faces are
That's not an
obstructed,
alibi, it's
Stu.
for a
By the way, it
completely
wasn't for
different
the
day.
wrong. How do you
And
know it was for the wrong
actually-
day?
And
How do you
actually,
know?
from what I understand, it's already been confirmed from Turning Point that one of those kids, in fact, wasn't her. So you guys can't even keep your story straight.
No.
From the shill to the Turning
Okay, who
Point people
confirmed
pay
it?
you.
Yeah, who confirmed it?
From what I have heard, somebody in Turning
Oh,
Point
from
has
what you
acknowledged.
heard.
Yes, somebody
Oh,
in
great.
Turning Point. And you can maybe that's wrong. I don't know. But I
Yeah,
can
Steve,
see
that's
clearly
great.
Bro, and here's the thing, like he's not bringing up any evidence. He's just bringing up like speculation, and then saying Andrew doesn't have any evidence when he's going off of the state's evidence. Like you can not trust the government or whatever, but if you say, "Oh, the state's wrong," you got to provide something, like something concrete. You can't just say, "Well, this could be it." That's crazy.
You
these are
heard
not
it.
her kids.
Oh, that's great. You heard it from somebody who supposedly through the grapevine.
Andrew, Even
This is great
regardless-
evidence, Stu.
regardless if that's true or not,
Uh-huh.
she provided an alibi for the wrong day. She was
No,
using Andrew
bro.
Colbert to provide that alibi to Gary Melton.
Where did
where
where
at the
did
same time he
Yeah.
accidentally outed Andrew Colbert
uh-huh.
as being his source of information.
So you don't believe that
These
Erica
people have
Kirk?
lied when telling the truth
Yeah.
suits them better.
You don't believe
The
that Erica
center
Kirk was at
of
the
the
hospital with
most
her mom?
consequential political assassination of our lifetime.
Erica
These are
Kirk
the
wasn't
people
at the
who are
hospital with
lying.
her mom?
Tyler Robinson has not told a lie.
Dude, this guy will filibuster forever, dude, if you don't do the time.
Where are
Yeah,
Tyler
they won't answer
Robinson's lies? I
questions.
can point out all kinds of lies. You're
You're just
here
gonna
to
filibuster,
tell
bro.
me why Tyler
You
Robinson
gotta enforce the
should be
time,
put
so
to
this
death
guy will
for
never
killing
stop,
Charlie
bro.
Kirk.
Okay, we're
filibuster
going in
the whole
circles with this back and forth about these claims.
And
Do
we
you-
will be, because the debate here was his position is that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk.
It
And
still
I'm
is. The
saying
evidence
this
supports
entire
it.
Camp, all of the people,
Yeah,
all
the
of the
evidence
people
supports
attorney-
it.
none of them will come out and say that. You're out here asking.
I thought
I'll
you
debate
said that
on
that's all they
I'll debate
say.
you on that. Do you want to come and have a discussion about that? Yeah, I would love you to tell me
Uh-huh.
where's all the evidence that Tyler Robinson should be put to death.
Yeah,
And you can't
let's
even
start-
do that.
Let's
So you
start
do
with
what
the
you always
text
do, which is
message
the shifting
confessions.
of burden.
Yeah,
And I
we
don't
have
even
to-
know.
We have
Nobody
text
knows that
message
Tyler Robinson
confessions,
wrote
Stu.
those text message confessions. They sound
Oh,
like
I
they were
know.
written by GP, chat
So who do
GP
you-
cop.
So who do you think wrote them, Stu? I don't know. Who could say?
Are you
The
ignoring
Jews.
the fact? Are
The
you,
Jews wrote them, Andrew.
Okay.
Who do you think wrote them, bro?
Okay, so you must be ignoring the fact that our government continuously lies. Like, are you?
Okay,
do you
great.
think that
Yeah,
this
the government
audience is a
lies.
bunch of
Who do you
idiots?
think wrote them, Stu?
I don't accept the government narrative that
I know.
Tyler
Who do you think
Robinson
wrote 'em,
killed
Stu?
Charlie Kirk or
Who
any
do
of
you-
the made-up evidence.
Who do you
like
think wrote them?
confessions.
Who do you think wrote
Why
them?
didn't his mom confess? I don't know
Who do you think
wrote
wrote
them.
them? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
who
the whole
knows?
point.
Who could say?
The burden
Yeah,
is on
they're
the
on
state
his
to prove
phone.
that they're
They're
Tyler
on his phone.
Robinsons.
They take pictures of him on the phone. Then they pull the data off the phone. That's not
Okay.
enough evidence for you, though, Stu, because at some point the Jews could have written them somewhere, right?
Okay, I thought you didn't want to do ad homs. Where do the
That's
Jews
not
come
an ad
from?
hom.
The Jews are everywhere.
How is that an ad
Okay.
hom?
Because you know that's what you've been watching my show. That's what you want to do. You want me to get on a Jew chat, which I can do. If you want to debate the Jews, we can do that.
Well, what I'm doing, all I'm doing is pointing this out. It's like put in anyone you want. The blacks did it. Whoever, whatever, doesn't matter.
Okay,
Whatever
so is Lance
conspiracy that you
Twiggs's-
want. You
is
can
Lance
just
Twiggs's DNA on the screwdriver and the rifle?
It is.
Was
And
it on the
very,
phone?
and it's much lesser to a much
Was it
lesser
on the
degree than
phone?
Robinson's.
Was it on the phone?
I didn't see that in the preliminary.
So do you know if it was on the phone? Did
I
Lance
don't.
Twiggs write the confessions? Was
I don't.
Lance Twiggs riding around in an SUV planting Tyler Robinson evidence on Palantir property?
Do you have
know?
any evidence that
It's
Twiggs
not
was doing
incumbent
that?
upon me to prove that Tyler Robinson is innocent. Do
It
you
is the
understand how
second you
system
pose
of
it as an
justice
alternative
works?
theory. As soon as you pose it as an alternative
What do you
theory,
mean? That's
then
called an
it becomes
investigation.
incumbent upon you.
That's called an investigation. I'm not.
And what
putting
have you
on
learned?
trial for your life?
I'll
You
tell you
people
what.
have this guy on trial
Yeah.
for his life, saying he definitely did it.
So this man has the not the ability, the good thing of being ignorant. Okay, I can't think of the word I was thinking about. He has the good thing of being ignorant, so he can claim ignorance on everything, but then he wants to say the state has no evidence.
And what have you learned in
The
your
criminal
great
justice system.
Yeah,
in
what
this
have you learned in your
country means that it's
investigation,
The
Stu?
burden of the prosecution
Stu?
to show
What have
us
you
how he
learned
did it.
what have you learned actually in your investigation here? What have you actually learned? Just that TPUSA is full of
I've learned
liars?
a lot of things. Oh,
What?
Yeah, of course they are.
Okay, what? What have you
Primarily-
actually learned?
I've learned a whole lot,
What?
but that's not what I'm here to discuss.
Yeah, what?
I'm
Okay,
here
so
to have
right.
you tell
I'm
me
here.
how
I'm running an investigation,
Tyler
and I
Robinson
can't even tell you
killed
what I've
Charlie Kirk.
learned. I can't even tell you what I've learned.
Let's
in
get
my
into the
investigation.
theories instead of getting into more personal claims. How about we get into? We haven't seen it spelled out, but what we actually think happened, or what is really going on. This is still going on. It's in trial. I would like to hear from both, if you guys are okay with this. If we hear some theories and we hear what do you think actually happened, what's the truth?
Benefit of being ignorant. I don't know why that escaped me.
So,
Great.
but hold on a second. To do that, what we're doing is we're prosecuting the investigators, which is millions of people who don't believe Turning Point USA that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. There should
So-
be no problem providing evidence to
So he's not going to
argue,
give you one,
debate
Nico.
that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. I
He's
talk
not-
about this shit every day.
He's not going to
I
actually
talk
give
about
you.
this. I talk
anything.
about my perspective. What
Can
I
you
have
tell me what
learned
you think happened? then?
every single day.
I'll tell you what I think happened if you tell me what you think happened. Go ahead, Stu. What happened?
I talk about every single day what I've
Yeah,
learned.
what happened?
That's what I
Brett?
spend I'm here to debate you about.
I know, and I'm
Tyler
asking
Robinson
you what
killing Charlie
happened.
Kirk.
What do you think happened? That's what Sneeko wants to know. It's what the audience want to
We
know.
could
What do
find
you
a
think
point of
happened?
contention. If we both spell this out, then we
Yeah,
can
what
find
do you
a
think
way
happened,
to lead
Stu?
this
Tell us.
discussion.
What I don't believe happened is that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk in his neck bones of steel with his grandfather's stolen 30-06 and confessed to his dad and confessed to a minister and a U.S. Marshal and turned himself in.
Yeah. So what do you
Beyond
think
that-
happened?
Hold on, let him
Beyond
answer.
that-
Let him answer.
There can be all kinds of speculation as to what happened. I know that I have examined a whole bunch of interesting banks of data, including image searches, including flight tracking information. For example, Turning Point USA planes being on tarmacs in the middle of the night in airfields, the same airfields that were involved with the cocaine cowboy, with Iran Contra. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, they're on these airfields for 20 or 30 minutes. They leave there, they go to a bigger airport. Then they overlap 24 to 27 times with aircraft that are owned by Miriam Adelson. They're on the tarmac with Miriam Adelson's planes for 1 to 2 hours. And then every single time Miriam Adelson's plane leaves and it goes to to Israel. I think that's really interesting. These are all types of different things that I have been investigating, and I would love to ask Turning Point USA about them because I think that they are relevant and pertinent. But it's not
That at a
incumbent upon me
military
to
base?
prove- It's
That
not
at a-
incumbent upon me to prove that that has something to do with the death of Charlie Kirk. It's
Great.
incumbent upon the people who
Yeah.
are trying Tyler Robinson
Uh-huh.
for his life to prove that he actually did it. So where's the evidence of that?
Okay, so here's
Aside
what
from a confession that we don't
I'm going
know
to give
he
you the
made.
same.
Okay,
I'll
Andrew,
give
go
you
ahead.
the same
Go ahead,
exact.
Andrew.
I'll give you the same exact answer back. Here's what I don't believe, Stu. I don't believe a microphone blew his neck out. I don't believe that Snow saw anybody at Fort Tejuka. I don't believe that you can tie Colvette to anything. I don't believe you can tie Erica to anything. I don't believe you have a single credible eyewitness or alternative theory. I don't believe that you have anything, Stu. Nothing. I don't think your investigation has proven a single thing.
Well, what do you
Not
believe?
one.
What do you?
Not
What,
yours. Not Candace's.
I don't believe that the
Nobody's.
state's
In fact,
prosecution
hang
of
on,
Tyler
my turn.
Robinson has
My
proven a
turn.
single
well,
thing.
Andrew,
I
the
don't
question
think
is, what do
Turning
you
Point
think
has
happened?
proven a single
What,
thing.
Andrew?
Well, okay, but how come he didn't have to answer that question then, Sneeko?
He said he doesn't believe in the narrative, so he's
That's
giving.
not what happened. That's what didn't happen. I'm answering in the same way. So
He-
tell me, if he tells me what he thinks happened, I'll tell him what I think happened. I think that's
To be fair, it sounded like he was rejecting the official narrative. So I would like to
No,
hear.
to be fair, he literally refused to.
He didn't answer the question though. Like Sneeko, stop being a bad moderator. Just because he said I disagree with the narrative, that doesn't mean he answered the fucking question.
Answer that question that you're now demanding that I answer, which is what happened? What do you think happened, Stu? What? What?
I just told you that I don't believe the official narrative. I answered your question.
That's
There's
not
been
answering
nothing
the
but
question.
lies. I have talked to you about Miriam Adelson's planes being with Turning Point planes and then going directly to Israel.
So
That's just like a flat earther, bro. I don't know. I know the Earth isn't flat. I mean, I know the Earth isn't round, right? I don't know what the Earth is, but I know it's not round. It's just like a flat earther.
do you think Miriam
27
Adelson
times.
had a hand in murdering Charlie Kirk?
Do you think that Tyler Robinson had a hand in killing Charlie
Yes.
Kirk? It's not
100.
me
Yes.
that has the burden to prove that Miriam Adelson
Oh,
or
man.
Erica Kirk or Tyler
it's like
Boyer
that.
or Andrew Colvett or anybody, the Jews, it's not
Mhm.
incumbent upon me to prove that these people killed Charlie Kirk.
Then how's it incumbent
Tyler
upon you to
Robinson
disprove?
on trial for his life? That is
Yeah.
how do you understand how the judicial process works in this
I
country?
do. Yep. Innocent until proven guilty.
So,
do you understand how
you-
evidence works in
Do
this
you
country? That
understand
you
that
can
it
be
is the
guilty.
burden?
Yeah, you can still be guilty of a crime even if you're presumed innocent. In this
So-
particular case, we have lots and lots of evidence that you have not refuted. You haven't refuted the text messages. You haven't
Yes, I
refuted the
did.
DNA. You
Yes, I
haven't
did.
refuted any. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's start with the easiest one possible for you. Is it actually impossible, Stu, that a 30-06 hit Charlie Kirk? Is that actually impossible?
Based on my experience with 30-06,
Uh-huh.
everything that I've seen with 30-06,
Uh-huh.
no, I don't believe that he was shot by a 30-06. And I think
Okay.
just 20 seconds ago, I said, I don't believe the official narrative. That includes a transgender, furry, homosexual climbing or scaling the side of a building in broad daylight without being detected.
Hang on,
with a
hang on. Let's
rifle
just start with the
shoved down his
30-06.
pants
Let's just start with
Using
the
his
30 out
grandfather's
6. Let's do
stolen
one
30
claim
out
at a
6.
time.
I'm just telling you what I don't believe.
I
You just
understand
asked
that you
me.
don't believe, but you see
said
what you
start with
did.
The easiest thing, the 30
Yeah,
out
and now we've
6.
got the easiest thing. You just made a claim. You do not believe. You say this did not happen. He was not
The
shot
burden
with a
of
30 out
proof
6.
is
That
not
is the burden
incumbent
of proof
upon
now.
me.
It is
No,
the
it's
second you
not.
say that's not true.
Me proving Tyler Robinson innocent is not where the burden
No,
lies.
no, no. I
It
didn't
is
ask
you to
you. I
prove that
didn't
there
ask
is
you that.
evidence that
I
says
asked you
it's
to
an open and
prove-
shut case.
I asked you to prove it was impossible.
Turning
Stu.
Point USA is saying it is an
Yeah,
open and
Stu,
shut case, and
Stu,
that
answer the
Tyler
question.
Robinson is guilty.
Stu.
When you said
When
you
you
wanted
said-
to debate
bro,
that,
this
I
guy's
said
just gonna
I would be
filibuster
more than happy
forever.
to debate that.
Yeah, let's go
you
back
want
to
talk
times.
about exploding
Sneeko.
microphones.
This
You
guy
want to talk
he'll
about
never answer
documented,
anything.
open source, irrefutable
I
data
know.
that
We'll
nobody can
you know
explain
what?
away.
I'm just going to sit here
You
and
want to talk
filibuster
about
too.
Google
then.
image searches.
I
You want
will-
to talk
I'll
about
read my
travel
sources.
sources.
Hold on,
You want to
hold on,
talk
hold on.
about exploding
I don't know.
microphones.
Why not just address some of the
I
claims?
want to talk about what the claim is that you're
I'm
making,
trying to.
which is what I said I would come
Yeah,
here
I'm
and
trying
debate,
to,
which
but
is
you're
that Tyler
filibustering.
Robinson killed Charlie Kirk, and you
Yeah,
have
you're,
no evidence.
but you're
of that. So where
filibustering.
is
I
it?
gave you tons of evidence. You're not addressing any of it. Let's start with the 30 out
I
6.
did.
Let's start with the 30 out 6.
You're
Is that possible or impossible? You say that it's impossible. Yeah, I heard you say that. Oh, the steel neck
I didn't
theory is
say it was
ridiculous.
impossible.
Okay, it's not impossible. Then.
Based on what I saw, no, I don't believe that that's what happened.
Okay,
I don't
so
believe
then,
that Tyler Robinson's lazy eye in his sniper abilities shot Charlie Kirk in his Superman
at
neck
140
bones of steel.
yards.
No, I don't. I don't believe that.
Did Martin Luther King have a super jaw?
I believe his grandmother when she said that she's never even seen Tyler Robinson with a rifle, with a
That
30
never
with
that
any
never
kind of a
happened.
firearm.
That literally never happened. You just made it up.
But
Can
it
you
did.
show me
There's
where?
text messages about that?
Well, show me.
They're
Where are they?
on X.
They're you okay?
Somebody
They're
went
on X.
to Tyler Robinson's grandmother's door.
So can we talk about some of the? We're going back and forth the 30 out 6 and the different evidence and claims.
Yes.
We could talk
What
So
about
let's start.
30
I'll
out
give
6.
you.
No,
I'm going to start.
I do
I'll
not
start with my
believe-
evidence.
I do not believe that the 30 out 6 was used to shoot Charlie Kirk in his neck. No.
Gotcha. Okay, understood. And Stu, are you a ballistics expert?
Andrew, you're not going to shift the burden here. It is
I'm not.
my responsibility.
You just said you don't
to
believe
prove
X.
Tyler Robinson's inness.
I understand. Is
Do you
it the case
consider-
though
let
that
me
you
ask you
just
this.
said?
Do you
Hang on, you
consider
can't
Rob O'Neill to
disbelieve
be an
something.
expert?
How am I supposed to
I
even
listen to
question this
experts.
guy, Sneeko? Oh, you want to answer any questions? Are
Sure,
you a
I'll-
ballistic expert?
Do you consider Rob O'Neill to be a ballistic expert?
Which guy's Rob O'Neill?
Rob
Osama
O'Neill's
bin
the
Laden
guy that-
assassin. Right
Yeah,
there.
he killed Osama bin Laden. He's been
No, he's
combat
not a
deployed
ballistics expert.
440 times. He
Yeah,
was
he's not
the
a-
range
no, he's not a
officer in
ballistics
charge
expert.
of the SEAL team.
Not a
Okay,
ballistics
Are you
expert.
a ballistics
no.
expert?
No,
Okay. Is Gary Melton a ballistics expert?
by his own
Okay,
admission.
Is Valhalla, is Erica Kirk a ballistic expert?
Nope.
But she said she was Tyler Robinson. So she
Yeah, but do
is
you
saying
see?
that-
Yeah,
Is
hang
Jack
on, hang on.
Posobiec a ballistics expert?
No, of course not.
Well, he
But
says that it's an
so
open
we've
and
all
shut
established
case.
that none of us are ballistics experts, right? We've established that. Great.
I don't
so
need
now,
to be a ballistics
let's
expert
get into the
for you
expert.
to tell me
Or
what
let's get into
evidence
what-
proves that Tyler Robinson
going
killed
to
Charlie
give it to
Kirk,
you.
and that's what you said
Bro,
you were here to
You
debate.
have to stop talking, or I can't give you the evidence. Do you want it or not?
You're
so
asking
look-
me if I'm a ballistics expert and if I believe that
Yeah,
Andrew
yeah,
Kovitz
yeah. I
smoked
just want a
cigarettes
yes or no
at
would be
some
fine.
fort in Tucson.
Yeah.
Where, when he,
great.
by the way, when he said that and pretended that he
Are
had
we ever
no
gonna get to the
idea what
evidence,
Fort Huachuca
Stu?
was.
Stu, are
Do
we
you
ever
know
going to
that
get to the evidence?
immediately
Stu?
after that?
You're just still you're
this-
prattling, bro.
This is when the
Oh my God.
TPUSA plane actually landed on Fort Huachuca.
Yeah. Can we get to the evidence
But
now?
he's going to pretend he doesn't know what that is.
So let's start with the 30-06. Are
Okay.
you aware that the U.S. Army has released many studies on the 30-06, including a very
I
comprehensive
don't
study?
care. That does
where they
not
went
connect
over-
Tyler Robinson to the shooting
Bro,
death
you-
of Charlie Kirk, which is
I
what
don't,
we're
all
here
right,
to
we'll do a
debate.
time limit, Sneeko. The guy won't even let me speak. He just
We don't have to do the
filibusters.
time. You seem that you both abandoned it, but let's just.
I'm not going to sit here and read you studies from the government to
What are
prove
we
that
supposed
Tyler
to
Robinson
debate
is
then?
innocent.
We're supposed to debate what? You won't even go over
You
the
made
evidence
the claim
with me.
that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk. Turning
I'm trying to
Point
go
made
over
claim.
the evidence,
You're
but
all
you
over the
won't
place.
stop
You're
talking,
online
bro.
saying that. So what's the evidence?
The evidence.
You're
Let's
talking
go
about
over it.
citations from the government. You're
Yes,
talking
the
about-
citations from the government
That's
who
not
used that
evidence.
caliber in 3 wars, Stu.
That's not evidence that Tyler
It's
Robinson
massive
shot
evidence
Charlie
that
Kirk.
this is not only possible, but when we take the 150 grain core lock Remington,
It's
we
possible
look at the
that
minute
Jewish
of
space
angle.
lasers killed
It's
Charlie
not
Kirk.
only
That's
it's not only
evidence.
possible, it's likely. And let's point this out too. When you say steel neck, Martin Luther King must have had a steel jaw then.
Yo, this
because it
chick is
stopped there
bitten
too,
the fuck
Stu.
up.
He stopped at 30-6 round two.
None of
Did
what
he
you
have a
just
steel
said-
jaw? Did he have
None
a
of
steel
what
jaw?
you just said is evidence that Tyler Robinson shot.
No,
Charlie
the
Kirk.
evidence for that would be his confession.
That
Remember
sounds
when
like
he
an
confessed?
investigation.
Do you remember
actually.
when he confessed, Stu, via text message? You
No,
remember when
I
he
don't.
sent text messages to his boyfriend and laid out the entirety of it? He said that he ditched his rifle. He said that he shot Kirk. He went through the entirety of everything
No, he
that he
didn't.
did.
said,
Yes, he
I
did.
it. He never said what he did.
He did what?
said, "I
What do you
did it."
think he did? What do you
I don't
think he
know.
was referencing? I don't know.
I have no idea. It is
I
not
did
incumbent
it.
upon me to prove
Yeah.
what he meant.
Yeah, I did
That's-
it.
It's the
Yeah.
prosecution's burden to
Uh-huh.
prove what he meant when he said, I did it.
He meant
But
he
here
meant
you
he
go.
was he
But
meant
here
he
you
was going to go
You
get
said
ice
he
cream.
went through in great detail about what he
Uh-huh.
did and all this. He said,
Yeah.
I did it. He didn't
Yeah.
say what he did. So
No, he
just
he
like
did.
Jack Posobiec
Oh my God. The dude said that the dude was talking to his boyfriend and he said, "Oh, I hope you didn't do it." And Tyler Robinson said, "Yeah, I did it." What else could he be talking about? Like, what is he talking about going to get a cheeseburger? Yeah, I went to go get a cheeseburger or something like that. Like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? That's so wild. And I don't understand why people are trying to make up conspiracy so much about this thing. Like, is it so insane that a freaking crazy leftist would go and try to shoot Charlie Kirk? How that's not even insane. That's not even out of the realm of possibility. We see leftists doing that shit all the time. So why make up a conspiracy? Why not just have it as it is? Leftists try to kill people that's on the right. That's just what happens.
misrepresented, just like Benny Johnson said that it's open and shut. We saw it. He pulled the trigger. You're now just making shit up. He
No,
said, I
bro.
did it. What is the
He-
it that he did? And how
He
can you
references
prove it?
exactly what it is that he did.
How can you
So,
prove that he
it's
wrote
really
any
funny.
message at all?
It's really funny. Well, the state says that they pulled the data off his phone after they collected it from
Okay, well,
him.
Well, a lot of people say a lot of things that aren't true. Erica Kirk says that she didn't date or drink, and she
Don't
was
you think
on
that the
a national
prosecution
television
might have
show
brought that
dating
up?
and drinking.
Don't you think the prosecution would have brought up during the preliminary hearing those weren't his messages if they weren't, Stu?
Don't you think that the prosecution's
Answer the
job
question,
at
Stu.
the preliminary hearing is to provide their most damning evidence? We've seen the totality of
I'm
it.
asking
What
about the
is it
defense.
that
Why
convinces
didn't the
you that
defense
Tyler
say that,
Robinson
Stu?
shot Charlie Kirk?
Why didn't the defense
Yeah.
say these
Get outta
messages
here.
are not authentic? He did not write them. Why didn't they say
Because
that,
it is
Stu?
not the defense's job to do that. Again, you
Yeah, it
don't
is the
understand
defense's job to
judicial
do that.
process in this country.
Bro, that is
A
the defense's
preliminary
job.
hearing is the equivalent of a grand jury. It is
And
not
does the
defense's
defense get
job.
to?
It is not the defense's turn to put on a show and talk about
Uh-huh.
how innocent Tyler Robinson is at a preliminary hearing.
So,
It
so
is
let's
The
pretend you were at a
prosecution's
grand.
job to prove that there is
Yeah.
enough evidence to put him on
Uh-huh.
trial for his life. And
So Stu, let's pretend for a second that
Do you
you're in a
acknowledge that
grand
that's right?
jury. No,
Hold
that's
on.
not correct. It's not correct. I'll
not?
show you. I'll prove it.
sure,
So let's pretend that you're at your own grand jury hearing for them to see if they're going to send you off to trial or not, or a preliminary like this. Would you, if you were in Tyler Robinson's position, have wanted your lawyers to introduce that the one smoking gun that they have over all else, which is text messages, weren't even Tyler Robinson's if they had some evidence to that? Wouldn't
it
you,
would be
Stu?
completely unprecedented and totally out of
How
order.
would it be
and against the
unprecedented?
rules, 100% against the this is not the judicial process.
Yes, it is the
In a-
judicial
first of
process.
all,
Why
grand
couldn't they
jury
do that?
indictments are secret. Okay, so you don't go up here before your grand jury.
I said preliminary, Stu.
Okay, preliminary hearings are the equivalent of a grand jury. It is the prosecution's job to show the defense and the court all of the evidence to exhibit whether or not there is enough evidence for the judge to say, yes, this guy should go on trial for his life. So we have seen the totality of all of the evidence that the prosecution has.
Text messages.
What is the evidence that you say proves that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk with his
Well,
grandfather's
we would do-
30-06
yeah,
from the
great.
rooftop of the Losi building?
Yep. The fact that he said that he did it
Where's
in
the
text
footage
messages.
that Jack Posobiec says that he saw?
The fact that
Where's
he
the
said,
footage
yeah, so I'm
that-
trying to give you the evidence.
Why the
bro. You
need to
just don't
lie
ever
about
shut
that?
up. You never stop talking, just filibuster. So here's the evidence. The evidence is we have his DNA on the scene. The
Okay.
evidence is that he sent all of the text messages over. The evidence is overwhelming in that regard.
Okay,
He
so-
sent the text messages to them. They
Okay.
pulled the data off the phone,
Sure.
right? I don't
Okay,
know.
so
Like,
I'll
what else
accept
would you
that.
want?
I'll accept that. So you've got early on. What day was it that they talked about the confession? By the way,
Why would
Do
that?
you
Why would
remember
that
what
be
day of the week
relevant
it was?
to the confession?
well, because Monday through Thursday, we saw the preliminary hearings where it's the defense's job to sit and listen to the prosecution present their case against their client. It is not their job to argue their client's innocence. And by the way, that is not how the judicial system works. Once again, in this country, it is to prove a man guilty beyond the shadow of a reasonable doubt. Do you agree with that?
Yes, that I agree
Okay.
with.
So on
Well,
Monday, Tuesday,
no,
Wednesday, or
beyond
Thursday,
reasonable,
while we were watching
beyond
the
reasonable
preliminary
doubt.
hearings,
Hang on, that's Stu. Beyond reasonable doubt, not a
beyond
shadow
reasonable
of a doubt.
doubt. Okay,
Yeah.
beyond reasonable doubt that he's guilty. That's their
Yes.
job, to provide the totality of the most damning evidence that they have
Yes,
at the preliminary hearing.
yes, that's
Monday
part of
through
it. Yes.
Thursday, when cameras were allowed in the courtroom,
Mhm.
we heard a lot about DNA.
Yeah.
We heard about all the magic tricks, by the way, that were done on the DNA to make Tyler Robinson show up in the first place.
There was no
Versus
magic tricks.
Only Lance Twigg.
That's just
It
made
was-
up.
It was quite the explanation. It
No,
was a big
really
process
wasn't.
that went into that. That was kind of a outside.
No,
of the
there
standard,
really wasn't a big process that
outside
went
of the
into it.
standard. Are you a DNA expert?
No, I listened to the testimony. What is the
Okay.
big?
All
What
right,
is the
perfect.
big
Perfect.
kerfluffle? What was the
Yeah,
magic
well,
trick?
The big kerfluffle was when on Friday they turned the cameras off, and here comes the Bindergate crew rolling into town. Officer Tatum, Jack Posobiec, Benny
Uh-huh.
Johnson behind closed doors with no cameras in there. Don Jr., they're all there putting on quite the
So?
spectacle for the Fox News people.
Yeah.
And then they come out and they said, "We saw the video. We saw
What
it."
does that have to do with the DNA, Stu?
Because the DNA, which isn't enough, because I don't know how it got there.
Wait, how did we
Okay,
get
so-
to the DNA from this? What
Okay,
are you talking about,
Listen,
dude?
none of what we have heard, none of the bullshit that you're spewing as the guy who's paid by Turning Point,
It was not paid by Turning Point.
none
Lie
of
again.
what the prosecution said in the courtroom is
Uh-huh.
enough to convince anybody that Tyler Robinson shot
Yeah, but Stu,
Charlie
you
Kirk.
just made a claim. You
Which
just said
is
that they did a
why-
bunch of magic tricks to the
Which
DNA. I
is
asked you
why-
what,
hold on.
and you said Jack
Okay,
Posobiec went in and
Let's say
lied to the
no
camera
magic
about a
tricks
video.
were done. Let's say
What?
no magic tricks were
Okay,
done,
great.
and
Let's say
Tyler
none.
Robinson's DNA was found on a gun that apparently is his own. Okay, great.
Uh huh. Yeah.
And we can get to that.
Okay, let's.
My DNA is on this pen.
Uh huh.
If my audio video guy comes and takes this pen and walks out and stabs somebody,
Yeah.
my DNA is on it. Does that mean that I stabbed that person? No. Okay. Well, anyways,
But if your DNA was on that pen and then you have camera footage of you walking away from the area that that person was stabbed and you said, I did it to your significant other, yes, that would lead people to believe that you killed that person, like you did the murder. It's not just one thing, it's all the other evidence.
none
What?
of the evidence
What
that
does
was
that have to do with
presented-
anything?
None of the evidence that would, because the DNA wasn't enough.
By itself, it wouldn't be
the
enough.
confession
The
wasn't
fact
enough.
that he happened to,
Everybody
you know,
knows that it's not enough, which is why
Yeah.
Jack Posobiec and Benny Johnson lied. It's why they misrepresented what happened in the
that's
courtroom.
just, bro.
That's
That
why they
doesn't.
came out
You
of the
see how you
courtroom
get
and
to a
lied, because they
conclusion?
know
You
that
see
what
how you
has been
that
shown
makes.
is not enough
Yeah,
evidence
yeah,
to
bro.
convince anybody
Stu.
that putting this patsy to death is
How did you get to the
reasonable.
conclusion, Stu? How do you get to the conclusion that because
Posobiec
it
lied?
wouldn't be enough, it wouldn't be enough if some guy out in your parking lot stabs somebody with your pen that your DNA was on it, that somehow that means Jack Posobiec has to lie about seeing a video? That
Okay,
conclusion doesn't follow from what you just said. What are you
Your
talking
slow
about,
brain
Stu?
isn't following. DNA is not enough.
We said no
If
ad
my
hoc.
if my DNA is on the pen,
Uh-huh.
somebody goes and stabs somebody with the pen,
Yeah.
is my DNA being on the pen enough to put me on trial for my life?
No.
Okay, there isn't enough. That is the reason why nobody believes that Tyler Robinson killed him with a 30-06. The public won't believe that.
What
This
are
is
you
why-
talking? Well, that
this
has
is why
nothing
Jack
to do with
Posobiec-
anything.
It's why they felt the need to lie. They know there's not enough. The
Bro,
burden of proof
what
is not
is-
on the people
what-
who are investigating what
okay,
really happened to
Stu,
Charlie. The
what
burden
is-
of proof is on the prosecution, and there's not enough evidence. I
Stu.
want to know, what is the evidence?
Yeah, okay, we'll go through the evidence again.
You're saying it's overwhelming.
When you say it
The
is the
confession,
case,
That
when you
wasn't
say,
enough.
bro,
The DNA wasn't enough.
Nico, you got to
The grainy
moderate at
video
some point.
wasn't
Dude. This
enough.
guy's not allowed to just
None of it was
filibuster
enough.
the
You're
entire
right.
There's interruptions
time.
on both
Tyler
sides. Like we're not even able. If we have to be.
This is a filibuster. He won't even let me respond to the things he asked me. We asked me a question, then he answers the damn question he asked me.
No,
So
that's
the thing
exactly what
is
you're
like,
doing.
look, here's how it works, bro. You're right. DNA is not enough. A text message confession, along with the fact that Tyler Robinson was in the area, which is very strange, right? We have his vehicle that's there. We have him there. We have the rifle that happens to be his grandfather's in the woods. Boy, nothing suspicious here. On top of all of that, we have his text message that is going to his boyfriend. right? Everything is pointing at Robinson, which is why you can't even support your
I
alternative
think that
theories
there's a
that you've
lot of
been
suspicious
postulating.
things about the 30-06 and it being his grandfather's. I think there's a lot of suspicions
What?
about the property that the rifle was placed
What?
on. I think there's
What?
a lot of suspicions about how Tyler Robinson.
Let's
was able
start
to
with them.
navigate. Okay, sure.
Let's start with just
I'm
the
telling you right
suspicions about
now.
the rifle. What are the suspicions?
Okay, well, is it his rifle? Is it his grandfather's rifle? Is it ostensible, of course, that plausible that his DNA would be on it? Does that mean that he used it to murder Charlie Kirk?
Well, how did it get there, Stu?
How can I tell you how it got there? Did
Do you
Lance
think-
Twiggs bring it there? Because his DNA is on it too.
So Twigs, you think that Twigs brought it there?
I didn't say that. It's not incumbent upon me to prove that Lance Twiggs
Got
brought
it.
anything anywhere because he's not on trial for his
Do
life.
you know
still
that
don't understand
we
how
still
the
use
judicial system
inductive?
is supposed to
Yeah,
work
we
in this
use
country.
induction.
You're not
Stu.
supposed to railroad.
We use
patsies.
induction.
You're supposed
We-
to use evidence.
We use Stu. We use induction. If Tyler Robinson there, Tyler Robinson
What is
rifle
the
there,
evidence
text
that
message
Tyler
from Tyler
Robinson-
Robinson saying that he ditched his rifle there. We can use inductive reasoning to put him both there on the scene. We can also have his rifle on the scene. We also have the bullets that he inscribed with his own Dremel gun on the scene. Boy, that's a huge series of coincidences, Stu. I'm
We
glad that you
also-
have tons of alternative theories that are much better. Oh, wait, you don't.
We also have Lance Twiggs' DNA on the murder weapon. We don't
Uh-huh.
see Tyler Robinson with a murder weapon. We don't see Tyler Robinson with a rifle at all. We don't see anybody holding a rifle. We
Bro, how many freaking crimes are solved without having a picture or a video of someone actually holding the gun? Like, what? You don't need to have a person actually doing the murder to say, hey, yeah, they murdered somebody. What the fuck type of argument is that? That's crazy.
have a 30-06 that has dust in the barrel.
Why
which
would
it
you
was
need-
never shot?
Yeah.
Did you know that? Did you consider that evidence? You're
Yeah,
like, there's
hey,
nothing
hang on. Yeah.
suspicious at all.
Yeah,
but
let's
there's
start
a lot
with
of
that.
things
Hey,
suspicious.
here,
Hold on.
Let's go over that.
Hold on.
Dust
There's
in
a lot
the
of things
rifle
suspicious.
bore.
You asked me what's suspicious.
I'm gonna-
trying to
I
tell
wanna
you,
do
and
one
now
point
you're
at a time.
filibustering.
I want to do one point at a time.
Let's,
So let's do
stick to the dust in the rifle. Let's
Yeah,
do
so
that.
guess-
you're-
It was
Go ahead.
ditched in a forest, Stu. Guess what exists in forests? Dirt and dust. Wow, this is mind blowing. Also, point two: just because you fire a rifle doesn't blow out all the dust, Stu. It doesn't
How do
blow
you
it
know
all
that?
out, bro. I don't know what the
How do
hell
you
you're
know that?
talking about. Because man, I've been working on rifles my entire life.
Okay.
You could take your granddaddy's 357,
Okay,
go
how did it-
outside from
how did it
30
get
years
on the
ago,
roof?
shoot it.
How
What?
did it get on the roof? The rifle.
Tyler Robinson took it up on the roof.
How do you know that? Is there video of that?
There's video that
No,
appears
you
to
just have the
be.
feds telling
Well,
you
yeah,
that.
you wouldn't actually need.
The
This,
feds are just
even if I grant this to you, this doesn't even help your case. You wouldn't even need video
don't have a
of
case.
Robinson specifically
the
being
state has a
up there.
case against
Yeah,
Tyler
again.
Robinson, and he's
Okay,
on trial
great.
for his life.
They also would not actually need to demonstrate via video. Most crimes are not solved with video. They would not even need to demonstrate that he went up there with the
They're
rifle. They would
showing
never
us
even
video
need
as
to
part
demonstrate
of
it.
this propaganda case that
Yeah,
they're
right.
running.
But
They're
you're
showing
saying
us
because
video.
you can't recognize him,
Robinson,
that's
here
not
he
good
is.
enough evidence.
Here he is 3 times on campus.
Yeah, but
That's what they're
again,
using as the
yes,
propaganda to put him on
but
trial.
they wouldn't even need it, Stu.
Is
They wouldn't
being
even
on
need it.
campus a crime?
They wouldn't even
How does
need
being on
it.
campus and being on video connect you to the shooting death of Charlie Kirk?
Because your rifle's
Nobody
found
can
in the
answer that.
forest when you send your text message when you send your boyfriend a bunch of text messages saying that you killed the guy. That's
He
how
didn't
they
say that
tied
he
it
killed
in,
the guy.
Stu.
He said, I did it.
Yeah, I
He
did
didn't say
what?
that he killed the guy.
I did what? I went out and played Pogs with my friends.
You asked me if there was anything suspicious
They're
about the
spe-
rifle.
they're
There is a lot of
specifically
suspicious
talking
things about the
about-
rifle.
They're specifically
dust in
talking
the
about what
barrel-
happened to
The
Charlie
dust in the
Kirk.
barrel
and
is
he said, I did it.
suspicious.
Okay, we're
The
almost
dust
out
in
of
the
The
time.
dust in the barrel is
We're-
suspicious.
Yeah, from being left in a
Being
forest.
placed
Stu.
on Palantir property is suspicious.
It wasn't
somebody
placed on
else's
Palantir
DNA.
property. That's
We're
not
almost
true either.
DNA.
hold on, both of you. We're almost out of time. I would like to ask about Candace Owens and her investigation from almost the past year. If you want to, I'm curious both of your opinions on Candace Owens' investigation. If we can conclude on that.
I
Well,
hope she
it
goes
hasn't-
Max. I hope she
It
keeps
must
going.
must not have gone so great. The defense hasn't even reached out to her, is what I'm told. And interestingly enough, just like with Stu Peters, not one single shred of new evidence
Wait
have
a
these
minute,
people
based on what you're
uncovered that
told.
they actually back. None of them actually back their own theories, conjectures, evidence, nothing. And they just say there's no evidence for Robinson, even though you pointed out a million times to them that there is. They don't even have reputations for that. So when you're talking
I
about
do.
Candace Owens, she has not.
We just
solve
spent the
the
last
case.
hour
Detective
here of me
Owens,
refuting all of the evidence
haven't
that the
refuted
feds
shit.
have told us exists to
You just
convict
said, how do you
Tyler
know?
Robinson and has Erica Kirk forgiving him. I just
Yeah, but
refuted
that has
every single
nothing-
bit of it. I told
That
you all
doesn't
of the
that does
inconsistencies.
nothing
Just
for your position.
keep
Stu.
interrupting. You keep interrupting.
That I was in the
And then
middle
you
of
accuse me
talking.
of
Am I interrupting your interruption?
Yeah, you're saying that
Okay,
nobody
we have about
has
10 minutes
been
left. I'm
able
going to
to
bring the
blow
timer
holes
back.
in
Let's
any
do
of the evidence.
But we have about a little less than 10 minutes left. Let's do about the 1 minute timer. I want to see both of your opinions about Candace Owens' investigation. Let's start with Stu. If you have 1 minute, please go.
I hope that she goes max. I love it. You know what? This might be the only friend that Charlie Kirk actually really had. It's my opinion that the people around her weren't really her friends. The people around Charlie Kirk definitely weren't really his. I haven't seen any mourning at all, and I don't know how Andrew Wilson is claiming that the defense hasn't contacted Candace. I would be interested. Who told you that? Who told you that?
Candace said it on her show. They can contact me, and they clearly didn't.
You said that what you heard. So you're talking
From
about
the
Candace
source.
previously saying
This is the source.
that at that point. Oh, okay, because you said that.
That's the
from
source
what
is
you
Candace.
understand.
Yes.
Okay.
That would be
So
the source.
when she said that, the
Yeah.
defense hadn't contacted her.
Okay,
Yeah.
Andrew, go. You have a minute uninterrupted about
Okay,
Candace
yeah,
Owens'
great.
investigation.
So this is super easy, right? They haven't uncovered shit. Nothing. They just make these claims of like, oh, Charlie Kirk's friends betrayed him and they were mean to him and they actually secretly hated him and all this bullshit, right? But they never demonstrate any of it, ever. They've never been able to tie a single member of the TPUSA team, nor Erica Kirk, nor anybody else other than Robinson to this. Not one fucking person have they been able to tie to this from TPUSA. Nobody.
Including
No, hang on.
including
Stu,
Tyler
do you
Robinson.
know what the word uninterrupted means? That means it's my turn. So thing is funny is like they haven't uncovered anything. Nothing. All they do is say TPUSA is lying about this. They're lying about that. Blah, 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 blah. TPUSA is also, it's not incumbent upon them to investigate this. It's not incumbent upon them to do law enforcement's jobs. Not incumbent upon them to do any of that. You can call Erica Kirk a liar because you disagree with her theories, but I can't say you're lying because you won't support any of your theories. That's hilarious to me. You just say it's not incumbent on me, but somehow it's incumbent on them. That's an insane position. They've uncovered nothing.
Stu, go ahead. You have a
Nothing
minute.
new to date.
Actually,
Nothing.
there's been a lot uncovered, and yeah, there are confirmed times where Erica Kirk has lied over and over again, and you said that, you conceded that. You're like, yeah, they're all fucking liars because every single one of them has been caught in lies. They lie when telling the truth would suit them better. What do you mean?
No, bro,
What do
I
you mean?
didn't.
You
I
can
said I
say
could
that they lie,
grant.
but there's no
I said I
evidence that
could
they
grant
lied.
the entirety of the position that all of them were liars, and it does nothing for you to tie them to the
But
murder.
it does because
Nothing.
they're on a propaganda tour trying to hang a guy. They're trying to kill a guy, saying that Charlie Kirk was, you know,
How
a
does that tie them
Judeo-Christian,
to the murder?
pro-Israel, fervent pro-Israel, Judeo-Christian guy.
Tie them to the murder,
when-
Stu.
Okay, so you're saying what? How does
Tie
that
them
tie?
to the murder.
They're not-
That's your claim. Your claim is that they're all
It's
part
Tyler
of it.
Robinson that's on trial for his life.
I get it, Stu, but what I'm asking you
Okay,
is why
and
do you
they're
guys
lying
always make
about-
the claims that these people
What do you
are
mean,
involved?
Candace? Okay, what do you mean the investigation has produced nothing? What about just the other day when she produced text messages from like a year and a half ago where Charlie
Which
Kirk was
said?
saying "fuck the Jews"?
Well, that's not
You
what
know,
he said.
where he was.
That's a lie.
He said,
you
"I'm
just
telling
made,
all these
you
Jews
literally
to go
just
to hell."
made that up. He said
I'm
that
telling all of these Jews to
Yeah.
go to hell.
No, he said, I'm telling all of these Jews that are telling me who I can platform to go to hell, Stu. That's what it actually
So
said.
just so
And
you
you know
know, I'm
what's-
telling all
you-
these Jews
you know
to go to
what's-
hell. Do you
yeah.
do you think that that's
The
not
ones that
revealing
are- the
something?
ones-
Because you know
he
what
said-
I heard
hang
from
on,
Erica
hang on,
Kirk
Stu,
was
Stu,
every
you're
night.
lying.
It was
You're
every
lying,
Friday. It was
Stu.
throw it on
Stu,
the
you're
phone.
lying.
Daddy's home. Shabbat shalom.
You're lying. That's
They're
not what
trying
the
to
text
recreate
messages
who Charlie
said.
Kirk is when his own words
great.
completely annihilate their
Great.
propaganda.
How are they tied to the murder, Stu?
How is Tyler Robinson tied to the murder?
Because he
He's
has
the one
text
who's on
messages and his
trial for
rifle
his
on the
life.
scene, Stu.
He's the one on trial for
Was
his life.
Erica
The text
Kirk's
messages that
granddaddy's
I already
rifle
blew
found in
holes
the
in,
forest,
the
too?
rifle that I already blew holes in, the DNA
didn't
that I
blow
already
any
blew
holes
holes
in it.
in.
You blew no holes in
and
nothing.
obviously wasn't enough because now Turning Point people
Uh-huh.
are going into a courtroom and they're coming out of it and lying. Who do you think believes them?
Bro,
It must be a terrible place to be
you
in.
can
let me
literally
just say
believe
this.
all of them
It
are
must
liars.
be a terrible
it doesn't
place
matter.
to be in. Can you imagine dealing with every single day? You are at the center of the most consequential political assassination of our lifetime. The entire world's eyes are on you. All you can do is lie. All you can do is lie.
Like you do about the microphone,
Everybody looks
Fortachuca,
at
all
you.
of that.
I'm not lying about any of that.
Great. Is it your
I
position
go
that
through
Andrew
it every
Colvett
single
is
night on my
100%
show.
tied to
I go over
Fortachuca?
data that Andrew Colvett won't refute any of the data. I
He
asked
did.
him.
He said he wasn't there.
No, he didn't. He
He
posted a
literally
20-year-old
said,
booking photo
I
of me.
wasn't. He said
Andrew.
these words. I
Andrew.
wasn't there. You're a liar.
a 20-year-old booking photo of me. That's what he
What?
did. And then he blocked me. I said,
After he
Andrew,
told you he
I
wasn't
said,
there.
Andrew, he did not tell anybody that he wasn't there.
Bro, I can pull up the tweet. He said, good luck
He
proving
never
that I was
said
never
that.
there. He said,
Okay.
good luck proving that, Stu. I was
Okay,
never
well,
there.
I don't believe him.
Well, that's
I
a
don't
different
believe
claim,
him.
Stu. Now you're
Okay.
just switching claims. You're like a
I
tube
don't
of
believe
toothpaste.
these people. They've been caught in lies
So he was at Fort
over
Tachuca?
and over and over
So
again.
he was at Fort Tachuca?
I go over this every night on my show.
Yeah, so was he?
I go over the banks of data that have Andrew Kovic's
That can't be
name being Google
replicated.
image searched from
Can't be
because they were
replicated.
deleted. They
No,
were deleted
no,
within 24
Google,
Nothing
those
sus
no,
about that.
they weren't deleted. They update. Those Google searches
were deleted.
update. They weren't
And you know
deleted.
how
They
we proved
update.
that? You know how
Yes,
we
you
proved that in
can.
real
Try.
time?
Try.
They were
You
deleted.
can't.
Do you know how we proved that?
By the way-
no, proved is in past tense because it was already
Uh-huh.
proven that they did that. This happened within 24 hours of that
Yeah,
being
like all
revealed
Google
on my
trends
show.
do.
It
They
was
all
completely
update.
deleted after they'd been replicated. They just updated
They
right
weren't
after that
replicated.
show, right? Within 24 hours.
Yeah, they
And
weren't
then when you go
replicated.
back in, so it said like Andrew Kovic, Kairos, Johnny Moore,
Ooh,
Kairos.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Those were deleted. But when you went back in and you
And
put
Stu-
Kairos, Andrew Kovic, guess
Yeah.
what popped up? It was there. They
Stu-
didn't delete that one.
Can you prove they came from Fort Tachuca, Stu?
They came from Sierra Vista, which is a
So
military
you
town,
can't
which is where
actually
Fort
prove they
Huachuca
came
is, which is
from
where
Fort-
85% of the people that
You
are
can't
there.
prove
It
that
is
they
the
came
sta-
from Fort Tachuca, can you, Stu?
Can you prove that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk?
I have evidence at least that I can point to.
I have
Yes, you
evidence
can't
that
point
I
to
discuss on my
anything.
show every single day.
What?
It's called an
What?
investigation, and that's
What
no different
evidence
than
do
what
you
the
have that
prosecution
Andrew
is.
Colvett was at
doing.
Fort Tachuca?
What
What
evidence
evidence?
is there that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk?
The
We're gonna
fact
go
that his
around and
rifle was
around.
on the
It's not
scene
my
and that there's
burden,
tons
and
of
that's what
DNA
you
evidence and a
always
text
do.
message confession.
This is what you always do, which is
Yes,
why
give
there's
you
no
evidence.
upside to ever agreeing to debate you in the first place, but nobody else will. These cowards will not come out here and address any of these claims. They just block you,
You won't
post
address any
20-year-old
claims.
booking photos, and run.
Bro, you
They
won't
provide
address
fake
any
alibis.
claims.
They lie about dating. They lie about drinking.
You lied about the
lie about
mic.
what
You
day
lied
of the
about
week
Fort
it is.
Tachuca. You lied that Andrew Colvett
No,
was
I
Jewish.
didn't.
You lie
I'm
constantly.
discussing evidence. I'm discussing Department of Defense contracts. I'm just
Then answer the
discussing-
question.
I'm discussing munition plants that are blowing up 30
if you're,
days
if
after
you're
he
not a
dies.
liar,
I'm
if you're
discussing
not a liar, then
the
answer the
contract
question.
going to
Was Erica
that
Kirk and
particular place. That
TPUSA
defense
and
contractor blew
yeah.
up.
Let's
Are
find
you
out if
going
you're
to
honest.
ignore all of these things?
Yeah,
You
let's
know, when
find
you
out-
plug all of
let's
these
find-
things into
Stu,
any
let's
AI
find out if you're
calculator,
honest.
It will
Did
tell you
TPUSA
the
and
chances
Erica
of this all
Kirk and
being
Israel
coincidence are
conspire
impossible. It's
to
incalculable.
kill Charlie Kirk or not?
You're not gonna have me making a definitive.
I'm not
like,
gonna
here we are
ever.
at the end of this.
Yeah,
I knew
that's
it.
right.
I told
That's
everybody.
right.
Andrew Wilson is literally here to try to drag Baron Coleman and everybody else into defamation lawsuits on behalf of Erica Kirk. There's a team
What
of
are you
lawyers that
talking
sent
about?
you out to go do that. You were trolling.
Never
Baron Coleman.
happened. You just
You were
made it
trolling
all up.
Project Constitution.
Never made a
You
single
were coming
claim.
at me.
Bro,
Anybody
never
who had a
happened.
claim.
You're
Do you
lying.
want to debate? Do you want to
You're
debate? Do you want to debate?
sandwiches.
Yeah.
You're
tell
lying
me, how
again.
did Tyler Robinson kill Charlie Kirk? 'Cause he's
I
on
was
trial
trying
for
to
his
debate
life.
with these
You
people.
can't do that.
Let's conclude.
I was-
We're
I was
we hit
trying
we're
to
at time.
debate
If we have like a
people
concluding
starting
statement
with
from
Ian
Ed.
Carroll before I ever met a single human being at TPUSA, you liar. And on top of that, do you have
What?
any proof that I ever met with a single lawyer at TPUSA or that they paid me anything more than what they did for a debate course, like I've consistently said from day one? Any evidence, Stu, or did you lie about that too?
There's a whole lot of evidence of you switching your position on Erica Kirk and on Turning Point USA.
Haven't switched
You
my
hated
position on
Turning
shit.
Point. You hated
Haven't
Turning
switched
Point.
a single
you said that she
position.
was fucking retarded, and then you took money, and now you're out here shilling for them. So I mean,
Bro.
that just didn't happen all of a sudden. That
I
now
said
all of a sudden
all-
the evidence
bro,
is
do you know
overwhelming.
why I
that Tyler
said-
Robinson killed Charlie
Do you
Kirk.
know why I always say
That's
that
what
shit?
we came here to
Yeah, yeah.
debate, and you
And
haven't
I've been
made
trying
one
to debate
valid
it with
point
you.
at all. You've
You
given
have
me
no
head
evidence.
slop. You
No
have
evidence.
given me the Cash Patel narrative that Tyler Robinson, in the middle of the day, climbed the side of a building like Spider-Man.
Uh-huh.
and
You've
with
given
a
us
CGI
nothing.
used his grandfather's
God,
stolen
Chris
30
Roberts.
You've given us nothing,
Superman
Stu.
neck bones of steel.
You've given us
That's all
nothing.
you've given me. You've
Martin
You've
Luther
given
King
no
had
evidence at all.
had an iron jaw. He had
Martin
an iron
Luther
jaw.
wasn't
It was
sitting
jaw
next
of
to
steel.
Charlie Kirk, and Tyler Robinson's not on trial for shooting Martin Luther.
Neither's Erica.
He's on trial for
Erica
shooting
Kirk-
Charlie Kirk, and
Erica
there's no
Kirk
evidence to
and Andrew
suggest that any
Colvett-
of that is true.
Erica
While
Kirk
Erica
and
Kirk is
Andrew
making the
Colvett
claim
are not on
definitively,
trial,
I
bro.
forgive him.
All right, let's wrap this
Are
up.
they on trial, Stu?
You
Let's
brought
wrap
nothing.
this up, guys.
Are
If
they on trial, Stu?
let's wrap this
Do you
up.
think any of them will debate? No. Instead, they just block you and post 20-year-old booking photos, and that's not how innocent people behave. I don't believe that.
Right.
Nobody
Okay.
does.
Let's
That's
conclude
how
this.
bad faith architects who won't
Let's
actually
conclude
stand by
this.
their positions behave. They won't answer answer questions like
That's
you,
exactly what they're
filibuster
doing.
like you, refuse to stand by a single position That's Stu Peters.
I go over evidence every single night on my show, and I know that you
Right,
don't
but you
watch it, Steve,
refuse
know
to
that.
say it publicly for some reason
I
when I'm
say
here.
everything on the record every night. I came here to
Perfect.
debate you because
But
you
then,
said
but then
that
hit
you
under your
had
desk from
evidence
your
that nobody
positions
had
when I
seen.
was here.
All right. So
You have no evidence
All
to
right.
suggest that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk outside of the Fed slop narrative that nobody here believes.
great.
Bro,
So
you
Stu
have
Peters
no
is on.
evidence
Hold on.
for
Let's
any
wrap
of
this
your
up, guys.
claims,
Hold
and
on.
I gave
That's
you
it.
evidence.
That's it. That's it. We're at time. So we can go subscribe
Give me
to
evidence. Give
Andrew
me
Wilson
Fed
has a
slop.
show on YouTube. Stu Peters is on Rumble.
You gave me a conspiracy slop.
Okay. I think this was an interesting conversation. Thank you both for having this discussion that many are afraid to have. It was what it was. Maybe it could have been better, but I tried the best I could. So there you go. That was an interesting conversation. Thank you both for your time. I appreciate you. And I hope to have more discussions like this in the future.
That
Thank
was
you.
All right,
just
thanks for having me.
garbage, dude.
All right.
All right.
All right, so I want to hear a little bit of what these guys say afterwards. These guys don't believe Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk either. I'm tired, dude.
Guys, what's up?
That was a
Welcome
hard
in.
one, bro. That was a difficult one.
So we can listen to Sneeko.
Who do you think won?
Stu really said he believed random posts on X, but didn't think the actual text pulled from Tyler's phone are credible. Yes. Dude is right. The evidence take.
Mitchell Curtis is not actually his background.
Yeah, I'm
it's
not
his
listening to
father's, right?
Candace Owens
You
shit.
get me into office when I get into
Whatever, bro. Like, I'm done with that. Yo, that is so crazy because I don't, like I said, I don't understand why people want to believe this conspiracy, dude. Just, especially a conservative, because you can just go with the normal thing. Just go with what happened. And that give the right so much more ammunition politically and socially. Like in the social sphere of the United States, we can just be like, yo, the left is killing us. They're literally killing us. They're killing our people who are like our loudest voices. So why would you want to get rid of that for some stupid conspiracy? That makes no sense to me. Doesn't it really does? It's stupid, bro. Of course, Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. It's just obvious. It's obvious, and it's insane. It's so insane. But I'm done, bro. That's all I got. God damn. Bye bye.